From NBC News, this is Today with Matt Lauer and Campbell Brown.
This morning on Today's Family, coping with bedwetting. About 10% of all 6-year-olds and about 3% of all 14-year-olds wet the bed. Now, this can, as you imagine, be difficult for the child to deal with and a real blow to their self-esteem. So how do you help your child overcome bedwetting? Dr. Alan Green is a pediatrician and the author of From First Kicks to First Steps. And may I also add, he's a real expert. He's the father of 4. Dr. Green, good to meet you.
Great to be with you, Al.
So this problem of bedwetting, what's the age we're talking about? I mean, really, where it's officially bedwetting?
The first thing that parents need to know is that it's not their fault.
Right.
They didn't do anything wrong, and it's not the kid's fault. What we call bedwetting officially is when a kid has continued to wet beyond the age of 5 or 6, at least 2 nights a week. We call that primary nocturnal enuresis.
And when we talk about bedwetting, now does this decline with age? As a child gets older, if they have a problem?
Up until about 5 or 6, it's the high likelihood it'll go away fairly quickly. But once you reach 5 or 6, there's a plateau in development. And if there's a child wetting the bed today after age 6, there's an 85% chance they'll still be wetting next year on this same date unless they do something differently.
Now, what are the causes of this? Are they physical or a combination of physical and emotional?
It's a combination of things, but there's 2 things that all bedwetters have in common. One of them is that they make more urine at night than their bladder can hold. Not all kids do that. The second thing is that their brain has not learned to alert to the signal that the bladder is full. So most of us, what happens, if the bladder does fill up, a message will get to our brain, we will send a message back down to tighten up the sphincter a little bit, hold it until the morning, or we'll start dreaming about water and we will wake up. It'll arouse us. But bedwetters are heavy sleepers. They don't get the message.
So that's one of the things, if your child's a heavy sleeper, that may be a sign that there's a problem.
Exactly.
Now, how much of this is medical?
Is medical?
That causes like some sort of physiological situation.
It's a developmental issue. All babies wet the same amount during the day and night and don't wake up to it. Adults tend not to. And it's the way that you develop. Part of it is structural, the way the brain develops.
Right.
Amazing study that just came out, fascinating study, July 2006. They looked at early childhood nutrition and subsequent bedwetting. And what we found was that babies in the first year of life who got lots of DHA, an omega-3 fatty acid that's found in breast milk, the best source of it, they're 80% less likely to bedwet years down the road than those who didn't get it.
So another argument for breastfeeding.
Another argument for breastfeeding.
If you do have a bedwetter, there are products on the market, obviously, to help out with that.
So the best way to treat it is to train the brain. And to do that, you use a just-in-time alert. It's a moisture-sensing alarm, like some of these down here. And the way that it works, this red is an auditory alarm. You put a moisture sensor into the underwear, and that the first drop of moisture, this loud smoke alarm noise goes off, wakes up everybody in the house except the bedwetter, because they're the heavy sleeper. And then you take them to the bathroom and they'll finish going, and then because they stop instantly when they hear the noise. But then after a couple of weeks they start waking up with the alarm, and a couple more weeks they start waking up before the alarm, and then soon they don't even have to wake up because they send the message back down to hold it in.
And then they're also basically kind of like diapers, but they look more like underwear.
And this is especially good for kids under 5 or 6 that are going to outgrow it on their own, because it does not help train the brain, but it does keep the sheets dry and help with self-esteem.
All right, well, Dr. Green, thank you so much. A lot of great information.
Thank you, Al.
If you want more information, check out our website at today.msnbc.com.